Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we are going to be doing the 10th part of What If Vegeta Turned God in the Saiyan Saga. Please like the video if you want, and subscribe. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jet. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag, disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
Before Frieza can even react, Nappa punches him right through the rock mountain with ease. Is that all you can do, Frieza? Nappa asks, arrogantly raising his arms. Frieza, not immediately replying, screams and enters his final form in reaction. Frieza tries to attack Nappa, but again he is quickly shut down. Even after all that training, it's clear that he can't do a thing in just his fourth form. Frieza shoots forward and tries to punch Nappa, but he grabs his punch. Frieza remains in place and there's nothing that he can do to try and release himself from Nappa's grasp. In reaction, Frieza enters his own full power state and lands the most powerful kick that he can throw out. Nappa just lets him fall back and he can't stop smiling as they battle. After getting beat around and looked down upon by this man, he feels great to realise that he can easily overpower him now. Come on Frieza, did you really think you'd be able to take us all out just by training? Nappa asks. Little does he know, Frieza has a little trick up his sleeve. No, I didn't. I'll be able to take you all out by doing this, Frieza shouts before he begins shouting. Initially, it doesn't feel like he is that strong, but eventually they can feel his power signature climbing at insane rates. How come he's become this powerful so quickly? Nappa asks the Saiyans that are lower down. I'm not sure, don't worry about it, you'll still be superior to him even after this little transformation of his, Vegeta replies with his arms crossed. His body engulfs in a golden gleam and after a bright light is released, Frieza is revealed in his golden form. His aura actually places a lot of pressure on Nappa, who has to use his burly arm in order to continue looking forwards. I present to you my new form, Golden Frieza, Frieza shouts before soaring toward Nappa. His speed takes Nappa back a little, but he uses his superior range and strength to stop him in his tracks right away with a punch. However, after receiving this strike, Frieza lands a punch of his own, then tries to land another, but Nappa backs away. The two fighters continue battling and as of now they look like bang on equals. Nappa possesses superior power to his adversary while Frieza is more nimble and agile from his smaller frame. Frieza throws a punch right ahead and Nappa blocks it, then as another punch comes his way, Nappa teleports to appear behind him. Using both of his gargantuan arms he slams two large ki blasts into his back, then uses instant transmission again to kick him further away. After these attacks, Frieza looks quite bruised up and from this point on, Nappa actually starts to gain the edge over Frieza. Even though he's slower, the difference in their strength is simply too much and Frieza can't do a thing against him. Frieza, now furious that he is losing, flies toward Nappa blindly and is desperate to just land a single attack. However, a single kick slams him into a mountain and also knocks him right out of his golden form. Once Nappa tries to descend to reach him, Vegeta takes his place and stops him right away. No Nappa, let me get rid of him, Vegeta says, descending down to face Frieza. Frieza still tries to give Vegeta an offer of a high-ranking position in his army, but Vegeta declines and this time uses much more lethal force. Before Frieza can even think of destroying the planet, Blue Vegeta jabs him in the chest with his fingertips, then uses his other hand to release a large energy wave that almost totally vaporizes him. Sorbet tries to leave once he sees that Frieza has been killed, but he is also shot down, this time with the power of a laser beam. For the Universe 6 saga, Nappa takes the place of Buu in this What If, while Piccolo and Gohan are still given the chance to fight. Since that Vegeta has special capsules to allow many people to enter the chamber, Piccolo and Gohan can enter with them. They all battle each other and Gohan grows a significant amount in this short time. Since he doesn't have divine training, he isn't exactly on the level of the three strongest Saiyans yet, but he has surpassed Piccolo by a large margin. Now he is capable of Super Saiyan 3 and he has some form of stamina control over it, but he certainly hasn't mastered it. However, this is the form that he's been using the most throughout the 3 years, so he's gotten somewhat used to it. Goku, Vegeta and Nappa have gotten significantly stronger once again, now with more control over Super Saiyan Blue. Gohan has a lot more muscle mass now and wears Goku's gi as he leaves the chamber. This makes him look very similar to his ultimate form from the canon timeline. He doesn't have a beard like the older Saiyans who all have large beards. However, they shave their beards off and Nappa just trims his as he keeps a short beard on his face. The contestants begin the writing exam and Goku still just passes, however Vegeta and Nappa easily pass while Piccolo and Gohan both pass too. Since they want everyone to have a shot at fighting and also want to keep their strongest fighters safe and usable for the future bouts of the tournament, Piccolo starts off first. Piccolo makes his stance against Botomo and begins the battle. He charges in and throws a bunch of punches into his body, but Botomo simply doesn't budge. It's like his belly just caves in as he lands every attack, causing little force to actually be exerted onto the rest of his body. Piccolo continues this approach for a while, but realizes that this approach isn't going to work. Smartly, he dives forward and grabs Botomo's leg before leaping forward and hurling him right out of the ring, eliminating him. Next, Piccolo faces none other than Frost. Piccolo calms himself and he knows how strong Frieza was when he returned. His species are clearly capable of getting really strong, but he doesn't want to go out yet. Frost dives forward and after him, but he steps back and uses his special beam cannon. Now, he can control his own special beam cannon much better and can aim it with much better precision. The beam of energy zooms toward Frost and actually hits him in his shoulder. The force behind the beam also throws him off, but he's still just in his first form. He has a lot more power to utilize, and so after seeing that he won't achieve much in the form that he's currently in, enters his second form. He becomes far bulkier and stronger, but the multiplier of this state is only 2 times. They begin battle once again and Piccolo still manages to gain the upper hand. It's harder for him to do so, but he can still do so rather well. Frost comes charging forward with several punches, but Piccolo can evade all of his strikes. As he leans in to throw a punch, Piccolo picks his shot, then uppercuts him in the chin and lifts himself into the air. Once he is in the air, he pulls all of his energy together and swiftly charges his special light grenade attack. He can fully charge it much quicker now after doing it so much, and he hurls the ball of golden energy down ferociously. Piccolo can feel the ki coming off Frost and realizes that he won't be an easy opponent for him instantly. Frost dashes forward and throws a punch, but Piccolo is swift enough to slip right past it. While doing so, he lands a kick to his body that drops him to one knee. However, he jumps back up and tries to hit him with numerous punches and kicks. Piccolo can manage all of them, and after fighting powerful Saiyans for 3 years, he can easily keep up with his adversary. Frost is getting frustrated that he can't beat Piccolo, and he is also injured too, due to the previous light grenade from Piccolo. Frost then shouts and dives forward to try and deliver the most powerful strike that he can throw. However, Piccolo steps back and away to evade the attack entirely. This gives Frost even more distance to cover, but as he does this, Piccolo starts charging a full power light grenade. His fighting style totally switches to the defensive. As he is moving around Frost's attacks, he is pouring more and more energy into his light grenade. Frost decides to go for the deceitful play and utilizes his special poison, but before he can reach Piccolo, he slams forward his light grenade and releases an even brighter explosion this time. As the explosion decays, Frost lays outside the ring and another member of Universe 6 has been eliminated by Piccolo. Frost was struggling against Piccolo in the canon timeline and had to use his poison to get him. Now, with Piccolo having 3 years of training in the hyperbolic time chamber facing Saiyans, he is much stronger now. Piccolo faces Ultra Vegeta and he eliminates him rather easily. It takes him some time to figure out what his ploy is, but just like Vegeta, he says an insult without knowing what it does to him. Ultra Vegeta is eliminated and the next person to face him is Kaba himself. "Let me face him, Piccolo. You've had enough fun for now," Vegeta says, standing. "Do what you please," Piccolo states, sitting down to spectate the match himself. Vegeta steps up onto the ring and shakes off his body, preparing himself for battle. "So you're a Saiyan, correct? Let's fight in our super forms," Vegeta says, dropping into his signature fighting stance. "I don't know what you're referring to, sir," Kaba states, bowing. "You're saying you can't even go Super Saiyan?" "Oh well," Vegeta says, zooming forward. He takes Kaba aback and uses instant transmission at the last second to punch him in his back. This punch hurls him onto the ground with his hands on the ring floor, but he leaps forward and rolls to try and evade any other strike. Vegeta is surprised by his strength and believes that he may even be up to a third of his base power. After all of the training he has gone through, it's surprising to see just how much stronger these Saiyans are than the Saiyans of his universe. Kaba zooms forward and tries to punch Vegeta, but he uses instant transmission to evade his attack entirely. His attack totally confuses the people watching him, and for Universe 6 it reminds them of Hit's time skip ability. As Kaba charges at Vegeta at full speed, he is then blown away by his powerful Super Saiyan transformation. Then he goes even further and just for show, he enters his Super Vegeta form. "It's been a while since I've used this form," Vegeta believes, while flexing his larger muscles. "How do you do that?" Kaba asks, almost slipping away while doing so. It comes in response to strong emotions or the feeling of need. When you absolutely need the power, it is granted to you, Vegeta shouts, zooming forward toward him. Vegeta punches him once and causes blood to shoot out of his nostrils. His single punch launches him across the arena. He goes rolling and stumbling away, and once he gains enough energy to return to his feet once again, he is hit with a punch to the gut by Vegeta that teleports ahead of him. He falls to his knees, then Vegeta stands over him with quite the large and intimidating figure. Kamba shouts and then throws many punches, but all of them don't even push Vegeta back. With the wave of his palm, a single Ki blast, which is just a mixture of Ki and wind, hurls Kamba back even further. He struggles to keep his footing at the edge of the ring, and Vegeta teleports to stand directly ahead of him once again. There's no way out, and the only way for him to stay on the ring is for him to transform. This is where you lose, Kamba. Once I kick you out, I'll make sure to destroy that planet Sadala of yours. I'll kill all of you good-for-nothing Saiyans, Vegeta says, holding him up by the neck of his shirt. Been a while since I've talked like that, Vegeta thinks to himself. He tries to give off an intimidating mien, but it feels so alien to him now. Kamba, after hearing that statement, grabs Vegeta's arm and summons enough strength to forcefully, force Vegeta's hand off his shirt. Subsequently, he transforms into a Super Saiyan for the first time, and Vegeta is quite surprised by how fast he has learned. However, even with his increase in strength, there's nothing that he can do to overpower Vegeta. He is eliminated, and the next enemy to face him is Hit himself. Both fighters face one another, and Vegeta seems more than intrigued in this battle because of how strong Hit seems to be. He is the strongest fighter in Universe 6's rankings, and only him can have a chance of winning the tournaments for Universe 6 in Champa's eyes. Vegeta charges forward and uses some trickery to teleport behind him. He smirks as he zooms forward, since it seems like Hit is unaware of his new position. However, he is instantly slammed in his back by a mysterious but astoundingly powerful force. The ground cracks due to the impact, and Vegeta teleports away from the area as to not be attacked in that same way again. So he can teleport too. How did he react to my attack so quickly though, Vegeta wonders, before shouting and entering his ultimate state. The power of his strongest ordinary form, Super Saiyan 3, with absolutely no drawbacks at all. Vegeta zooms forward again and throws a punch, succeeded by a kick to Hit's left flank. However, his body isn't moving at either one of these strikes. This initially takes the prince off guard, but also makes him more hyped up because he may actually be facing someone with some decent strength. He steps back, then calms his mind and taps into his Super Saiyan God state. His aura is magnificent and wild, but he seems totally calm and tranquil. Vegeta charges ahead again and punches him, actually forcing him back a few inches. However, Hit appears by his side and slams his elbow into the side of his ribcage. One of Vegeta's ribs fractures while the attack jerks him to the side. Upon taking the impact of this strike, he decides to stop messing around and begins using his Super Saiyan Blue form. Hit extends his leg and hurls it toward Vegeta, but before the attack can even land, Vegeta grabs his leg. "You're not gonna beat me," Vegeta shouts, sluggishly shooting his punch back. Hit disappears from sight, and just as he does this, he also teleports to a corner of the ring. Hit tries to attack him, but he is no longer anywhere to be seen. Giving the ring a quick scan, he finds Vegeta standing in another corner of the ring with his arms crossed. "I see what your power is now, Hit. You won't be able to use it on me again," Vegeta says, making his own stance. So that will conclude the 10th part of What If Vegeta Turned Good in the Saiyan Saga. Please tell me something you liked about this video or something that I shall improve on for the next part. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.